Hey, hi, hi, hey, praise Jesus. Praise Jesus. I lost 20 pounds. I feel pretty good because I lost 20 pounds. Yo, I lost 20 pounds. Yay. I look like a movie star. You know, I weigh like 240 pounds. I weigh like 240 pounds. I look really good. I have a huge resume in acting, singing, being in front of camera. I could go to Los Angeles on a plane tomorrow and get an agent and act in movies. So just audition and actually do stuff like that. Hi. Hey, Alex. Okay. Hi, Alex. Yo, I lost weight. I lost 20 pounds. So I thought I'd make a video. But really, I'd like to go to Los Angeles, but I didn't know if I was ready to go because Danica and the kids, Danica hasn't answered calls in a few days. So I was going to go to Texas. I didn't know if I should go to Texas or California to do working in movies and stuff. So I thought I'd make a video instead of flying tonight because I was going to get an Uber and then I didn't get an Uber. Yo. So here's something I was going to do. Shoulder shrugs. Shoulder shrugs because it looks like you're saying, I don't know. It looks like you're going, I don't know. It looks like somebody's going like, I don't know. So I was going to do shoulder shrugs with like a light amount of weight. This is 45-pound dumbbells. You can probably do this. Because if I can do it holding 200-pound dumbbells, you know, after working out for 20 years, I shouldn't have said that, but you know, some people can do it. I don't know if I can do that. But some people can do it with 200-pound dumbbells because it looks like it's really heavy, but all it is doing shoulder shrugs. You're not like having to curl the whole thing. But you might be able to do that with these 45-pound ones too. Shoulder shrugs. I don't know. And it's not very heavy, so this does something for your shoulders. But it's not like this does something for your shoulders, but it's not like that was like some kind of warm up. So I didn't know if I was going to go to Los Angeles or what, because I really miss Ayla, my daughter Ayla, and I've kept writing Danica and stuff, and she said go to Texas, but she wants me to stay at a hotel, and all this, like, I don't know if I'm ready to go and stay in a hotel or not, because it might be like kind of, I don't know if that's frightening to me or not, because this stuff, you know, that vampire stuff doesn't, you know, I asked God to make me a vampire. I'm not afraid of that. You know, when you ask God for anything, you can do anything with God, and it's godly and good. And read scripture in the Bible, and that's why it's righteous and good. You know, the way that God made me a vampire is instead of dying one day from my own sin, I'll get to live until Judgment Day with Jesus on earth. I'll have Jesus enough to make it until Judgment Day. So it'll probably happen sometime in the next 140 years because I asked God to make me a vampire, and that's the only rational reason I can understand how I'd be a vampire, because I'm vegan now. I get to be a vegan again. I get to eat fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, so I feel pretty good. I've been eating, you know, I can go out in the sun. But supposedly I'm a vampire now because I asked God with all I had to make me into a vampire. and you know, it doesn't have to be the stereotypical vampire. You know, I made a vampire movie and they didn't kill anyone, they ate meat. You know, the people that they bit in it, they turned into vampires. And I think that was it. So I could lift up these giant heavy ones. I was gonna lift up these giant 125-pound ones. These are 125-pound ones. I was gonna do that, might make me feel really good. I was gonna do shoulder shrugs with those. Cause I can, it's like, you know, I'll try to do those. Even though, you know, it's just something fun that I might try to, that I'm gonna do, I think. So I'm gonna try to pick up these super heavy ones, the 125-pound, yeah, and do like shoulder shrugs with them. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh, it's not very bright in here. Oh, I put 2 lights. Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay. I'll just do it, and I'm getting ready to do it. I have to do it in proper form so I don't get hurt. And okay. Okay. Hi. But I'd like to go to Texas and see Ayla. She's my daughter. I miss Ayla. I'd like to talk to her again. So I'm gonna see if Danica will be nice to me again. All I gotta do is not think about sex, and then she starts really liking me. So I haven't thought about it. It'll write me a bunch, and she'll probably be really nice to me again. And then I can probably go to Texas, or maybe go to Los Angeles and try to be a superstar. But I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. But it's something I worked at for 30 years. But I have it pretty good right now. Somehow God strengthened me and I lost 20 pounds. Okay, I'm gonna try to pick these huge ones up. Okay. Well, I know I can do it, I think. Okay. Hi. So it's a miracle I have my health. Okay. These are 125 pounds. Hey, that was pretty cool. Whoa. I was like lifting up 200 pounds. I can barely breathe right now. Why can I barely breathe? I need like better air conditioning. The past few years, the air conditioning in here has been so weird. I don't know what it is. So I'm gonna lay down in my bed. Hi. Yo. Yo. Hi. I'm laying down in the bed because this air conditioning, I can breathe way better with this because it got kind of stuffy. So the power went out today and it got hot in the house because the power went out. And the air conditioning has to keep up with the the air conditioning has to keep up with the how hot it was today in here when the power was out. I have a bunch of these wall air conditioning unit things or whatever. There's one in the guest house. I think I have two in the attic. And I have a heat pump downstairs that has air conditioning. So I might get one more of these and put it in the house, but it's expensive to run all that air conditioning. And when I used to live here a few years ago, I would just not put any air conditioning on, and it felt really good, and I'd sweat, and it was like a jungle outside, and I felt so great. I felt good, like it was like warm, and I sweat a bunch, and I liked the way it felt to my body, and I'd jog outside, and I'd run up and down the mountain, and I'd lift weights, and it was so fun. And then, this is a psychiatrist appointment. This is a psychiatrist appointment with everyone out there. No, it's a psychology appointment. This is, okay, because if it is a psychiatry appointment, they're probably telling me I don't need any medicine because I'm really well adjusted or something like that. So, anyway, says the guy. No. Hello? Okay. I'm trying to get enough air from this air conditioning. I don't know why it's so stuffy. No. Okay. Yo, dudes. Yo, dudes. Yo. Hi. Praise Jesus. Yo, I lost 20 pounds. I feel a little bit better. What's this? What a cut right there. From that stupid bro shaver that I shaved my body with. A bro shaver. I used it to shave my entire body, but like, I used it one time a couple months ago or something, and then after I used it to shave my entire body with one time, it was easy to do. It's called a bro shaver. It's like this stick, and it has a razor on it, but it's like easy on your body. But then it like must have gotten old or something, and I used it again to shave my entire body, and it made all these little cuts on my body. So I think you can use it one time. You may have to change the blade or buy it. Well, you can't really buy another one well, you could, because it's only $40. It's $40. So if you went to a salon or a place like that and asked them to shave all your body or wax all your body, how much would that be? Like $80 or $200? $200 or something. So if you just bought a new bro shaver every time for $40, people are capitalists in this country. But I've had to live so minimally here. I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. And I don't like living on hardly any money. So I might go out to Los Angeles and make a bunch of money at movies. I might go out to Los Angeles and make a bunch of money at movies or something like that, because I've been hiding out in the woods and in a house before this for 10 years. I've stayed in my own house for 10 years. I'm tired of it. I want a social life. I'd like a social life, you know, because it's all on me to, well, because I have it pretty good, because people in LA, they think, who are in the movie industry and stuff, I look pretty good. I didn't put any makeup on, because people in the movie industry, hi, a karaoke bar. Yeah, go to a karaoke bar and film it and put the video on YouTube. If you do the vertical videos like YouTube Shorts, you can sing with the karaoke track, and it should be okay. They don't copyright strike you or something like that. And usually they don't copyright strike you if you put copyright music in a long video. But you know, if you film it like the vertical way or film it the wide way, and you could edit and make it vertical if you're an editor, or just get somebody to film it. Get somebody to film it and put it in a YouTube video if you do karaoke. And if you don't, then who cares? You just do it for fun because you like to do it for some reason. Hi. Okay. Yo. Hi. So I was thinking about going to Los Angeles. But I really miss I'd like to be with my wife and kids. But she said to stay at a hotel if I go to Texas, and I was still too afraid to go because these other weird things happened that made it like weird to travel and fly and stuff like that. So see what these comments, I can see what the comments are. Hi. So I look pretty good, and I started eating vegan. So look how good it made my face look. I started eating vegan, I lost 20 pounds. It's a miracle. I like vegan. Like, I fell asleep today, and when I woke up, I had 2 bananas, an orange, a peach, and water and an avocado for protein. And that's what I ate. You need to get out of the woods and start living around people again. Dear karaoke, that's what I'm talking about. Or you could get on an open mic night, go to an open mic night. That means just like anybody can walk up and, you know, they sign the open mic night and you can get on the microphone and say any cool things, you know, or like stand-up comedy or singing or anything like that. But karaoke, they actually play music with it. So you might want to do a karaoke like you suggested. I was thinking about going to all the open mics and comedy clubs that let me on stage in all of Los Angeles, doing that a bunch and filming that instead of filming here. So that's one thing that I've been planning. But I can't fornicate, so I don't know why there'd be anything wrong with it, you know. Get discovered around town Los Angeles if you're really good at like comedy or being really confident to an audience. And the other thing I've been thinking about doing, well, I was going to go up to New York, but I didn't tell anyone. Because when I was a kid, they had Greenwich Village, the punk rock shows, like CBGB, and it's really cool because CBGB is country, bluegrass, and blues. Country, bluegrass, and blues. And that was in New York. That was in New York City. CBGB, country, bluegrass, bluegrass, rainbows. And it was like it was like, you know, guys who have like big beards and stuff, and they were those guys that ride Harleys, motorcycle gangs, like those kind of people, like in those days of like the 70s or something. And I don't know. And so I don't know, dudes, but it was like country, bluegrass, and blues, CBGB. And then all the punk bands started playing there, and they got really big. Blondie made it from there. They had a whole New York scene. They had a New York scene that went huge. Blondie, she made it huge out of CBGB. The Ramones, somebody in this neighborhood doesn't like the Ramones. He thinks they're like Nazis or something, so I better be quiet because he's one of my best friends or whatever. And he's one of my best friends. It's awful how lack of love it's been. When I got really heavy, it felt so bad. And so I was going to go up to New York, and I have another friend. I realized, wait, that's what he's been doing. He's a filmmaker. And his name is Reeves Elliott. And his mom and dad own a some kind of a restaurant in town, in this town I live in, and he worked on my movie, and he worked on my movie, and I gave him a credit as producer, and he like helped in the movie and stuff, my movie Rednecks, and he was going to NYU, and he got a degree from NYU, and he's like, now he's up there, and I don't know, he's not like really famous, he's just hanging out around New York and doing stuff. He made a movie, an indie movie for cheap, for like, I don't know if it had a budget or what. He made a movie, and he goes to film festivals, and now he's trying to play in bands and stuff there in the East Village, like where the punk bands got really big. And so I was thinking about going to the East Village and living in New York and singing in punk bands and doing comedy and stuff around town there. But it'd have to be a bigger scene than it is now. It'd have to go huge, you know, to really make enough money of that kind of stuff. And he's there already, and it's like not that big, but it's kind of big. I don't know, but it may be huger than I think, because that's New York. But so I don't know. And they probably have many genius, really good musicians there and stuff. You know, I don't give a fuck. I'll sing for any of them. You know, if they want. You know, I'm ready to sing right now for you know, I enjoy if they're genius. You know, I should, I don't know what, but so I'm ready to sing for any of them. I'm very confident at my abilities. I've worked at it 30 years, you know, guitar and stuff like that. I haven't played this guitar. I can play it right now. I haven't played this guitar. It has dust on it. You can play and sing right now. You know. So I was just gonna go to places where I can play and sing on stages, but then I realized how good this house is. See, like people in LA, they wish they had a cool house because they have to stay in crappy little apartments and stuff. And even rock stars, when they go on the road, it sucks in their tour buses. They have these small little tour buses for their entire band. Hey, yo, let's go. So they have a small little tour bus for their entire band. Rich guys, they have millions of dollars, and they have to sleep like in a tour bus. And no matter how rich it looks, it's like a small. It's not even as big as a studio apartment. It's like as big as a studio apartment for like their entire band, and they have to like live that way in the road just to play those huge shows. So maybe I can just stay here and do my own films and videos, but I'd like to go out there and get a social life. I've been here for 10 years, so I should probably do something else. Okay. The CBGB, country, bluegrass, and blues. It was country, right in New York City. Yeah! They played country in New York City. Please for me in Roanoke City, the food tray for me at the Chinese restaurant in town. The poo-poo platter in 1988 when I ate that stuff. I thought it tasted good, and for them that's enough. They want to settle down with a small amount so they can retire, 'cause they don't have a family like me. It's and I didn't know, 'cause God runs the show. God loves you. God, but the devil messed it up. The devil sucks. The devil sucks. But God made him when he was an angel, when he came up with everything bad. And I went around judging others and blaming them for being like the devil, 'cause I thought I was righteous and rad. But maybe I don't know. But it felt like crap and it felt so bad. The other guy around here is glad that I'm tired of this. I wanna leave around other people so I can sing, and I don't have to blame them for being evil. Country, bluegrass, and blues. The bikers at CBGB. Country, bluegrass, and blues in New York City. Okay, I played a song. Great. And somebody else plays the guitar, and I can get to actually sing really a bunch. If I can get a band, but for some reason God hasn't let me have a band to play all the music so I can sing, you know, all these improvised, all this stuff all this singing that I made up right now, you know, I just made that singing up. So if there's a band, see, I'd probably have to hire them, and then I can get them to play 100 songs one after another and have all the recording equipment set up, and I can go through and sing genius songs to every one of those 100 songs and have 100 original songs and get them to sign contracts so I own the rights to 100 original cool songs, and I can film music videos for it. Then that costs money because they have to pay the band, because people they don't want to do art and film and music, and I don't know who to get to be around to do the stuff that I like to do. and I'd like it to be I don't know, but I'd rather be with my wife and kids whether or not they do any of that. I'd rather be with my wife and kids. It would be a shame if we don't do that for our work, because we're really good at our work. God has a plan, so yo, God has a plan. Yo, dudes. God has a plan. But we're supposed to have a plan too. In the Bible, God says it's okay for us to have a plan. We're supposed to have a plan, and they try to deter the plan. My plan is not to be the best looking guy ever, and my plan is to get my wife and kids. My plan is to get my wife and kids. And I don't know if I can get them at this house or not, but if they're not supposed to be at this house, then I'd like to sell it. And maybe go out there and do fun shows and stuff like that, and mostly be with my wife and kids. And but I had to lose 20 pounds. I didn't feel that great about the way I was looking. I lost 20 pounds, so I feel pretty good. I mean, here's the cool thing: I never do drugs. I don't drink coffee. I haven't been drinking beer or alcohol, and I don't fornicate. So I don't fornicate, I don't do drugs, and I don't do alcohol, or haven't been doing alcohol. I've never been an alcoholic. It doesn't run in my family, and I just don't like it. it starts tasting gross or something and it's unhealthy. But I was so fat. I was like, but I wasn't fat. I wasn't actually fat because the whole time I was trying to work out and I was like barely hanging in there the whole time. And so I lost 20 pounds, so I feel okay now. Because I ate cake and stuff because I had all these fears that were like, it didn't feel that good, so I ate cake. I don't know why I would eat cake. It just felt bad. And it felt like everyone was being mean to me with all their heart. And I had to forgive them. They kept like trying to kill me and be mean to me and stuff. And that's where I was going to go somewhere else where I thought it'd feel better to be alive. It's felt so bad here for 3 years. But I was supposed to go through some of it, but God told me, get out of town. Like, get out now. I was supposed to get out like a month ago, and I didn't make it out in time. So I don't know what God has planned, but it was frightening as crap to even get out of this town. And so I don't know what I'm going to do. So I guess God wants me to stay here, but you know, God does everything for a reason. God does all things. So the way everything is now is for a reason. The way everything is now is for a reason, because God made it this way. Unfortunately, there's sin. The sin makes things kind of bad. It's not ideal all the time. It's not like heaven will be, but we can't try to die to get to heaven or something. That'd be really bad. So no, I don't want to go to India. I don't know. What would I do there? That was a weird that was a weird idea that I had about going to India. That was a weird idea I had about going to India. I thought I would like put dark tan on my body. I thought I'd get so skinny. I'd get really skinny and I'd look like, because I think when you fast enough, you know what fasting is? Well, don't go too fast, because quick and fast is not always good, because the devils in hell have a brilliant IQ of like 20,000. So would you really want to be that fast at meanness? Because then you're at the hands of them if you die and end up in hell. And you know, I didn't know any better when I was younger, and I tried to be like really fast sometimes at things, and I don't know, but I may have been as sinful as people who I thought were sinful, but I may have been like them or worse. Then I found God in Jesus and I forgave others, and then it was like almost like heaven on earth, and I forgave others and was kind and good, and then it felt like all this bad stuff happened to me for about 3 years. But I don't know. That's me, and then I should probably think about others instead. But Jesus is good, and Jesus didn't admit to being good. So I don't know. Maybe he wasn't good, because Jesus said the only one who's good is God. Jesus said the only one who's good is God. So that meant something for what he was talking about, and it means more than I could know. So I'm supposed to go along with that. I'm supposed to say that humans are not good. But then God let me know that because we have the Holy Spirit within us, we can do anything with God. And that's a reality in the Bible. So in some ways we can be good. But he wasn't good because he was on earth and all that sin happened to his body. There's sin like in his body. So maybe he couldn't be good because of the sin of others. He was without sin, but the sin of others killed him. But he's going to reign as king for all eternity, as king of humankind. Jesus is king. Jesus is king. So that's how it is. That's reality. Jesus is king, or will be king when heaven is brought to earth. I don't know which one of those is I don't know which one of those is righteous and the real one, but I know that Jesus will be king when heaven is brought to earth. I know that's 100% true. There's no contesting that. Jesus will be king when heaven is brought to earth, and heaven will no longer be in heaven where it is today, and it'll be brought to the earth, and it'll be heaven on earth, and all the things of the earth will burn in the lake of fire before then, and God will build back houses and things and give us new, healthy, young bodies. And it's a miracle I have my health now. I have my health that's been doing better. But some people don't. And our bodies are going to wither and die or get old and have problems and stuff, unless Judgment Day happens before then. If Judgment Day happens before then it'll be like really good. So this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Hi. So this is all from the Bible. This is stuff from the Bible. But these songs may sound a little bit kind of the same because I was on playing guitar, and I don't really have a desire or care to get really good at guitar. Even though I may be really good sometimes, I'd rather sing. And but I've played guitar for 30 years, so if somebody else who's really good at melodies wants to play guitar, then I can do that. Or maybe I can just play more often. Once I'm in practice, then I start sounding really good. I can start playing good and singing. You know, I play good now. I already play good now. So I don't know if God will take away my abilities. I don't know why, but so I don't know. God knows. I'm not the natural man as talked about in the Bible. The natural man, a natural man is bad. That's like the sin of nature, the natural man, and we're supposed to be childlike to enter the kingdom of heaven. So we have to be like unless you can be like a child, you can't enter the kingdom of heaven. So that's really good that we get to be like child, because we like a child or children. Because we know not what we do sometimes, and we're not liable for the sin because we don't know the sin. And so we're like children. We're supposed to not really know what we're doing because of the sin. And why act like an authoritative man, like a regular man, who thinks that they know everything best? That's wrong. That's sometimes playing God. That's a false God sometimes, or it could be like acting like the devil himself. And we're supposed to admit that we don't know what we're doing sometimes, but children look up to real mothers and fathers who are men and women. So you have to be a good parent, or if you're a parent, but you're not a parent. So I don't know, don't be a good parent. Don't be a parent if you're supposed to be single. Not everyone's supposed to get married, and this is all stuff from the Bible. Hi. So I like to lose a little bit more weight. I feel like I look good enough to put on this video, this show and this video. I feel like I look pretty good, but what was I talking about? Like, oh yeah, the India thing. Like, I was thinking about, because as you get older, if you go on a fast, like it may, I don't know if this is maybe not godly, but it may be godly for some who are able to do this, because I noticed my grandmother did it when she was 99 or 100. She died when she was 100, but when she was 99, she got in really good shape. She went on a fast, and she looked younger, and she had a little bit of muscle, and she had like a flat stomach, and she looked cool. And she looked cool when she was 99. Somehow she wanted to like look cool, because she had kind of like not looked like the coolest one. She had not looked like the best well, she looked pretty good. She looked okay. She looked pretty normal. She didn't look that bad she didn't look too bad when she got old. She looked pretty good. But she went on a fast and looked way younger and good looking, like she was like a cool person. Like she was like a good looking woman or something who had low body fat and stuff. And so when you fast, like, I think it makes your face look younger sometimes. I don't know if this is always, sometimes it doesn't do that for people, but sometimes it's possible. So I was gonna fast and get really skinny and small, and I was gonna put tan. I I was gonna put tan on my entire face and body and be like a skinny young boy, like a young Indian boy. And I was gonna go to India and pretend like I was gonna get to feel like I really got to be a young man in India, like a young, good-looking Indian man, or like a young, good-looking Indian boy man, or somebody like that. And maybe I could have gone to India and like like put actual like tan on my skin, or I was gonna get a tan, but I don't want to do that because I don't know what effect that'll have on my body if I got a tan that dark. And so I was gonna get skinny and look like a young boy, and get to live like a dream like life in India, like as a young boy, and in India, and I thought it'd be fun. And like if you fast and lose enough weight, your face looks younger, like it doesn't have the puffiness or something, and you could be like like look really young and get to live like some fantasy dream, but not a fantasy. That'd be kind of wrong, because lust is bad. Like fornication is bad. So you don't want to do any fornication, because unfortunately people dream about that sometimes, and that's not that good. So it's really not that good. But so fornication sucks. But and that's actually a sin against one's own body. That's actually a sin against one's own body, the fornication. So that sucks. But I felt like I was like so old, and then I lost weight and I look really cool. I didn't put makeup on or anything, just how my face really looks. Hi. Oh, I must have set those lights up okay. Like I have okay lighting, but sometimes, you get all ready and then just doesn't matter what the lighting is or whatever. But I had a friend who's a cinematographer in Los Angeles, and he's still my friend. I was thinking about going to LA and talking to him and trying to get an agent, and so I can work in movies, and then I can have a job that'll pay for me, my wife, and kids. It's something that doesn't feel bad to work at. So I thought that I'd do that. I don't know. I don't know. But so I don't feel bad anymore. That's pretty good. I don't feel bad anymore. I used to have to act old with all I had, like, and I would lift weights a small amount compared to how I used to get to, and it felt so bad for like 3 years, and and I felt heavier and worse, and I didn't get to jog much, and it felt so bad, like people were like trying to kill me and like go through my entire body, like there's nothing there, like they killed it with all they had or something, and tried to hurt my neck to like make it look old, and like every inch of my body I had to suffer through, and I forgave them anyway, and here and there I was a little mean to him, and it got to where God actually let me be mean to them one time. And I was supposed to get out of town, so they'd stop doing it. But I don't know why. It's like I might just leave. But that's me. That's me. What I've been going through for a few years, and so I don't know. But I lost 20 pounds, and I feel okay. So I'm gonna go. But it's probably not their fault. I don't know. Maybe. That's just how it felt when I was in my house, so I don't know if it's real or not, I don't know if that's how they are. I don't know if that's how they are, the people who I thought were doing it to me from wherever they are. I don't know. And so I might go to where I can actually like put on shows and play music and stuff, and pay for me, my wife, and my kids. Because really, I know how to make entire movies with me as the star. And so, or if I'm not as a star, like, I can direct movies, but I don't really care about doing it unless I have to make money. And I don't know how much it'll pay. So I've been okay with having enough money, and I worked really hard in my life, so I have enough money because God made me work a bunch, and in return, He made me have plenty of money. I've never really had a problem with money. Never really had problems with money. Besides when I was a student. Well, when I was a young man, I didn't even know it wasn't a problem. I just thought that's how all the other kids were. Like they didn't have much money when they lived in a dorm. I didn't know what it was, so I never really had any problems with it. So I'm gonna go. Okay. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, there's a director's commentary for Vampires of Zanzibar. You can look it up. It's on my actual channel. Somebody already knew that or something, but I don't know. But you can look up the Vampires of Zanzibar audio commentary, and there's an audio commentary. But I haven't released the movie yet. There's a small release that this guy Eric Lousel, he owns a distribution company, and he was director of some big films in the 80s, and I think he makes a bunch of money at distributing movies, but it was such a small release that people couldn't even find it, and then it just the time lapsed on the distribution deal. So I want to get like a huge distribution deal with my movie, The Vampires of Zanzibar. I want to try to go to Los Angeles and do it. I want to try to go to Los Angeles and get an agent and do it. I've gone there before, and I wrote to agents, but I didn't stay long enough to get an agent. But I did live there for 7 years. I made real movies there. I made entire movies there as a Hollywood producer. You know, when I was a kid, not a kid, but older than a kid, when I was 25, I made a movie starring me called One Nation Under God, and I changed the name. I changed the title to Crazy Animal. I changed the title to Crazy Animal, and it had me as a star. And it's like other people didn't do it because they didn't work as hard, and they didn't. Okay, like even when I didn't have the money, I would try to find ways to get credit cards together and to like make movies. I didn't, you know, like I would try to make them almost any way I was able to, even when I didn't have the money for it and didn't know how to take off work. I'd do it somehow. You know, like I'd risk almost everything. I'd risk everything to try to do it, and it was so hard to do each one. And I did that on 3 entire movies. And I worked on them really hard for many years, each one. And I used to never have any real problems or fears because I always had plenty of money, and I didn't know why. And I guess it was because when I was growing up, my mom and dad paid for me to go to school. And then I came back to Roanoke when I was when I was 27 or 28. Like when Jim Morrison died, like instead of dying, like I came back to my small town and started a family and kept living. And no, and so then yeah, and then and so like I was like when I was 19, I was like the Axl Rose Welcome to the Jungle video. The Welcome to the Jungle video, when he like stepped off the bus, like he stepped off the bus with a guitar case or something. Yeah, because I was his same age when I went to Los Angeles. I was 19, and I think when he went to Los Angeles, he was 19 from wherever he was from in the U.S., a small town or wherever he was from. And his dad was like really Christian, and he died. And then like Axl Rose like had such a Christian upbringing that I don't know, he kind of like went crazy and tried to act like he was singing like a snake and stuff, like, and almost like without any fear of it being like the devil. And God gave him those abilities to make that really good sounding music. God gives people special abilities at things. And I don't know why my films aren't better, because my films are that good. My films are that good. Well, Vampires of Zanzibar is, and I think my other ones are good. And I don't know why Axl Rose got to like have so much success on Earth, and I still haven't gotten there. But I have my health. I can probably get in way better shape. Maybe I can still do it before I die. But really, I'd like to get my wife and kids, but I'm not ready to retire. I'm not ready to settle down and retire. So I'm not ready to settle down and retire. It's just, I don't like it anymore. There are things that I want to do that are fun and exciting out there, or good things that I want to do. I'm going to read all these live chat things. I'm going to read these chat things. I'm going to try to read all of them. Whoa, there's a bunch of them. People are letting your wife know you're trying to visit. Why did Danica take the bunnies? How do you know that Danica got the... Oh, yeah, they have the bunnies at their house. God bless, amen. God, amen. Okay, you should... No, I can't get some... Okay, maybe I'll get Danica's cats, but not other cats. I can't do that. I don't want some weird cat from somebody else. Because then I know the cats, and Taza brought this cat over, and it was just... I don't know. It wasn't supposed to stay here. And she gave it back to the place where she got it from. It was weird. It was something different about the cat. I don't know. It had a really strange personality, and she didn't like it in her house, and so she gave it back to the people. You're probably tired of seeing my face. What do you mean you can't think about... Oh, no, I don't know what that is. Do karaoke. That's fun. Stand-up comedy. You can just go on an open mic and just say the funniest thing. Just start talking and do things that you say with your friends or something that are funny. They have open mic night. Anybody can go on the stage. Like if you're funny with your friends, you can like go with your friends sometime. I don't know. I'm trying to read all these comments. Hey, there's a bunch of comments. Do karaoke at a bar, I'm telling you. No. No. Yo, the Korea song. Korea, Korea. Okay. I should actually do a music video so it gets really big. Korea. Nobody gives it. Nobody cares. It's not that big. People are thinking like, he talked about Axl Rose. We all know about his music is about, but no, I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. Yes, homosexuality is an abomination. What does that mean? What does that mean? They will die from their own sin for being gay. They'll die from their own sin from being gay, but they might make it to heaven. They're not damned to hell, and I don't know when they'll die from their own sin. It could be when they're 80 something. I don't know. but it's an abomination. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna go. I guess I'm gonna go. I don't know. Unless there's something I can do. I don't know. Unless there's something. I don't know. Unless maybe I can do something on camera. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Disgusting. I don't know. Hi. I might try to lift weights or something. I don't know. I don't know what I do. I'm trying to get in like really, really good looking shape here. You know, this has a little too much fat to look like really cool. And so, this is what I like to do. You know, for others maybe they might think this is good enough, but I don't know. Because my views aren't high enough to be paying my bills right now, so maybe I don't look good enough. I don't know. At least I'm not way fat or something, and I have my health. So that's good. I don't know what I do working out with weights. I don't know. Hi. So I don't know what else to do. I could walk around the house or something. See what? Hi. No. Hi. Hey. Yo. So I did lose some weight. Hi. Might be able to skate. I can probably skate. I have my ankle braces that I wear loosely, and then I can skate. I can skateboard. I'd like to be there for Danica and the kids, but she said I have to stay at a hotel, so I didn't know if I was ready to fly there again to have to stay at a hotel. So I was hoping she lets me. I don't know. Whoa. Going down these steps. So I'm tired of being here. I gotta turn the air conditioning on sometimes. It's only the fan right now. Here's where my dad sat. He's in New York right now at my grandmother's house that when she died, they owned it. They own it now or something. And so I can stay in New York after they get back home. I might stay in New York and go to cool Greenwich Village and play shows and try to be like really super famous, enough so I have enough money for me and my wife and kids. But I don't know. You know, millions of people get these views I'm getting right now in this live stream. It's very small. It's small. It's really small. You know, I'm grateful for it, but there are fucking 7 people watching after I worked for 30 years at my movies and stuff. It's small. And how do I pay for my wife and kids? You know, I'm getting by on $3,000 a month right now. I'm getting by. No. I'm getting by on $3,000 a month. How is that supposed to pay for me, Danica, and the kids? You know, I've got to do something more to have enough money to pay for us all. I can't just sit here like everything's okay. Oh yeah, look at porn of some woman that makes me suffer if I look at that, because then so I'm not supposed to do that, and it's like not giving not giving into temptation, and it's like I don't know. Here's what I've been doing. I've been going upstairs. I have to turn the air conditioning on sometimes so there's enough air, so it's easier to breathe and as hot as it's been. It used to be fun in here, but for some reason I would sweat and it felt like a jungle in the summertime, and I didn't even have to use any air conditioning at all. But for some reason, the past few years, it's been like a little difficult to breathe, and I had to like turn the air conditioning on. I don't know why, but it took me years to realize that I need I don't know. I had to turn the air conditioning on, so I'm going to turn the lights on. And here's like food that my mom brought here, but it's not really. It's okay. It's good, but you're supposed to leave your mother and father to be at one flesh with your husband or wife if you ever get married. So in some way, this food was like, it's not her fault, but you can't be too close to your parents. You can't be too close to your mom and dad once you're married. It causes problems. Um, uh, it causes problems with the marriage. So that's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. So I noticed that sometimes I can't eat her food that she brings here, but she tries to be nice, and but I can't stay in her town like her little son. I can't go back to her because I'm still married. God has me married to my wife, and it's just not enough love from my mom and dad and others. I like my wife and kids. And so it feels so bad unless I have my wife and kids, and so I've cried about them thousands of times, and been here for all these years, and she wasn't ready to live together again, but we talk like almost every day or whatever. And so I'd lay in this couch, and it was so hot out, it would get hard to breathe. I don't know, something about that couch made it like hard to breathe, but it used to be the most comfortable couch to lay on. And then one time my dad came into the house, but don't do anything mean to him, because he's so old. I don't want him to be hurt, but he's not that old, like he acts really young and everything, but he got bursitis a little bit in his leg. And so he that's just goes away in a few weeks, I think, but I don't know. And so I hope he's okay. But so something about when my dad was in back of my life, like and Danica's dad puts on the air conditioning all the way, like it made it so instead of getting to be like a jungle and sweating in here and feeling like it was like a rainforest out there and really fun, and getting to have no shirt on and in shape and feeling really good here. That's how it used to be in the summer. Like I had to like turn the air conditioning on, and it just because I don't know why. And it has something to do with them in my life, but they're not bad. And it's just like they want me to like have more money in a capitalist way or something, or I would just live like in heaven or something. I don't know. Because I don't know. This earth is not that great. Sometimes this earth is not that great. It's like almost like there's like nowhere to go where it really felt okay. But I started filming this video and it felt okay. And earlier today it felt okay. Or it was okay. And I cleaned up after the bunnies. This is the couch that they would jump around on and stuff. I cleaned up after the bunnies. They're not in here anymore. They're in Texas. Thank goodness. And they get to have a backyard with grass in it that they can run around in. They can run around in the grass. So I've been here during the day and had to really clean up my house. I worked for about a month cleaning up my house, and I did various repairs. And so I got it really good so I can leave and go somewhere. But it's been, I got to, like, God made me stay. I don't know why. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. It's been so frightening to try to even leave. And so I had to stay in this house for like 8 years. Well, it used to not be, it used to not be really a worry, but I just liked to stay here. But now it became like I had to stay here because it was so afraid to leave. But I think I'm supposed to leave. I had a window and I went to the airport. I had a window of whatever it's called to leave. And I went to the airport and I was right there with the luggage. And I gave the luggage to the security lady. And God told me she was an it. She was an it. And that meant it was the sin itself. And I was so afraid they're going to do some big bad thing to me. Because she didn't want me carrying my huge luggage. Because I put all my stuff in this huge, really heavy luggage. And I was going to leave. And I was going to not come back for, like 3 years. And I was so tired of being in the woods. I put it all in this huge luggage. This is like most of my stuff. Like my 8K movie camera is like heavy. And it was 58 pounds, but they said it was okay. And so I don't know if that's their rules or not, but I said, are you sure that's an okay weight? And they said it was okay. So I said, I was going to try to take some stuff out and put it in another bag. I had garbage bags to put it in. And, it's so worrisome. And because I can't even tell you what was done to me. I was persecuted. And so it happened many times. And so I've been a little bit afraid to go out there again. And so here's the huge luggage. And I gave it to the security lady. She must have gotten a little angry because of how heavy it was, but I tried to carry the whole thing full. I don't know, like afraid to say the word carry, I don't believe in guns. I think they should all be incinerated. I think there should be no reason for guns. But for some reason, they want me to say carry, like as if I did something wrong. I don't have guns. I don't like guns. I don't believe in them. Their purpose is to hurt others. So why would we have guns? But unfortunately, my friend is a gun. His grandfather was a gunsmith, and he's one of my best friends. And many of my best friends they have guns. And I don't believe in them. That's why I'd like to go to California, because they usually don't like guns there. And so I'm also a Republican, and I don't know what else to say. But the security lady was an it. God told me she was the sin itself, and I was so afraid some big bad thing would happen. So I had to get the luggage and leave and come back home before anything bad happened. But I don't know what to say. I don't know. But I don't think there should be guns on earth, because what is the purpose of a gun? To hurt others. What is Jesus about? Loving God the most and kindness to others. The way to heaven is Jesus, by forgiving others and kindness to others, and more than that, loving God more than anyone. So why would I believe in a gun whose the reason for a gun is to actually hurt others? So why would I ever have a gun? So I don't believe in guns, and that's how I think. And I'm also a vegan, and that's how I like to eat, but I don't push it on others because of the sin of the earth. People are different, and some people like guns and they think they're supposed to defend themselves, and that's just kind of how they're supposed to be to others, because they think that if they don't, that maybe they'll be hurt, or I don't know. And so that they have, they do things like, they have like big dogs to kind of act like they might be mean to someone or something. And I don't know, but it's not that bad. Like some dogs are big and they're nice, but I don't understand why people intentionally live like the Old Testament ways, like of being kind of mean to others. But my dad's that way, and I don't get him, but he's really godly and good in ways that I don't understand. And that's how they all fucking are. And so I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand them. And I feel like I'm like different from them because I don't believe in hurting others. But for some reason, they tried to hurt me and I had to forgive them. But I know what they want. I know what they want me to say. They want me to say, "Oh, you'll hurt them and we'll see how mean you'll be." And then they think that if I'm a vegan, it's like, I don't know. And so I don't believe in guns, but I literally don't have them around because I don't want anyone I don't want anyone to get hurt with one. I don't want anyone to kill themselves or hurt anyone else. So I don't want any guns in my family with me and my wife and kids. But if anyone else has them, I don't care, as long as they don't like shoot them near my house or something. And that's good. Maybe there's some reason why guns are good. I don't know, because like if there's a corrupt government or something, and maybe, I don't know, like to stop burglars or people breaking into house trying to hurt people. But I don't know, maybe it'd be better like the Road Warrior times. Maybe it'd be better like the Road Warrior times. Like anarchy. Maybe it'd be more peaceful. Maybe it'd be more peaceful. And we wouldn't live in fear of being punished by doing things that aren't even against the Bible. Or unless, I don't know. I don't really know. But the government's pretty good so far, and as long as everyone is safe and okay, as long as you have God, that's all you need is God and Jesus. As long as you have God and Jesus, that's all you need. I don't know about the liberal politics or right wing or whatever it's called. I don't know, because I might be a Republican or I might be liberal. I don't really care, and I don't really care. That smell. It's like, I don't know. I haven't, I don't know what that smell is. I don't know. Well, I'm going to go. So I cleaned up the house. And it's actually really clean. But this house was built in 1960. And it may not look brand new. But I worked on this house full time for the work of 10 years work. So it may not look all brand new, but if you think your house is better than mine because you think your house looks brand new, or because I didn't change those stupid light bulbs, because there are bugs near it, and I didn't want to change those light bulbs, and it has that cheap thing right there, stuff like that, this house is really good. So I don't know. So I'm gonna go. Okay. Hello. Probably, I don't know what I looked like when I was filming all this down here. Probably not that great, or I don't know what. Maybe I looked okay. It's just sad. Like earlier this year, 60 people at a time were watching these live videos. And then I thought, okay, it's a miracle. I'll get enough views I made all these videos on a loop to stream live. So it would play for like 2 days in a row. And then with all the 60 people watching at a time, signing in and out, like a bunch of them, then I really actually get enough views. It would be a miracle. Like after, I thought I got a good idea, and then they got angry at it, and then and then now like only like 6 people are watching or something. And because I didn't get the copyright laws exactly correct, or what, I don't know. And so I thought I knew everything because I'm a film producer. I don't know everything. God knows everything. Not literally. Only God knows everything. I never thought I knew not literally everything, but as a parable or as a metaphor, I thought I knew all the laws on filmmaking and stuff because I went to a really good film school, and I made entire movies and still know how to make entire movies. So I didn't like check the new laws on stuff as much as I should have. And then when I realized, oh wait, there's some copyright music in it, then I had to take all those videos down. I deleted them, and so the companies wouldn't try to say anything bad about using their music. And so I've had to study the laws and do things like if somebody talked in a video and didn't get their permission or something like that, like I couldn't put the video online. I don't know why Rowan's not in the new videos. I don't know what they did to our family. They pushed all their ways on us. They took our family away from one another. They took our family away from one another, and they pushed their ways that I don't believe in on us. They pushed their meat-eating values on my son. They made him eat heavy meats with every food he eats, like almost like raw meat. And I'm a vegan. I'm not angry at it. But I don't understand why that was done to our family. Me and Danica are vegans, ethical vegans, because we didn't like hurting animals. We didn't like eating their dead bodies, and we don't want to hurt them. And that's how it's going to be in heaven. We'll eat plants. They're not going to eat meat in heaven, because there'll be no sin, so they can't kill anyone in heaven, so the animals won't die in heaven, and it's just how we happen to eat. But God on earth, because of how mean the animals are and how really sinful, I don't know why, but we have dominion on the animals, and it's okay to eat them. It's okay to eat them, but I don't like it, and I don't believe in it, and I don't like the taste. I don't like eating it, but sometimes I have to be kind to others. And that's the only reason why I do it, to be kind to others. Or if I was so hungry that I know that God said it's okay to do while we're on this earth. So that's the only reason why I would eat meat sometimes, but I like being a vegan. So it's awful what happened to me, because I used to get to be a vegan and I didn't ever have to eat meat. But it's because of the sin of the earth. I don't know, but I have to eat meat sometimes, so it's not that bad. So maybe that's but it's awful what was done to our family by the devil. He separated us, or I don't know. He separated me and my wife and kids. So it's just been like, I don't know. I'm going to go. So I'm going to turn the video off. And it's like they got my son to eat like almost raw meat. Like he eats so much like red meat. And I worry if that's healthy or not. And I don't know who did that to him when I wasn't allowed to be there for him as a father. And it's like the values of my friends were pushed on. Yeah, I'm not angry about it. It's not really the stuff that I like to do. And, the guns and weapons or anything like that. Like my son doesn't have guns yet, but, we don't want guns. And so, I don't know. But, maybe I was too close to my friends instead of my wife and kids. Probably, I don't know, but I'm going to go. Okay, bye. Praise God, praise Jesus. I'm going to go. Praise God, praise Jesus.